seems to me. You go from Rahm Emanuel, you pick this guy off, and he decides not to run, which is probably a good thing for the people of the city of Chicago. And then you get Daley. Now, it seems like you're going from the frying pan into the fire. Could it be that the people of Chicago would want to continue this dynasty, so-called, of the Daleys in the mayor's office?
Or the frying pan into the fire, back into the frying pan. Rahm, there's no doubt about it. Rahm was the worst thing that could have ever happened to the city of Chicago, and I'm very, very proud that we led a term limit, the mayor referendum, that I believe was the final straw that forced Rahm out of the mayor's race. I don't think that we worked as hard as we did to get rid of Rahm to let any other Democrat be mayor of the city of Chicago. As you mentioned, I'm the only Republican. We have 12 other Democrat candidates, and essentially they're all talking about how much they hate Trump. They're all talking about how much they hate the police. I'm the only candidate that's talking about how much I love Chicago. I was born and raised in Chicago. I love Chicago with all of my heart. I was raised to believe that Chicago is the greatest city in the history of the world, and that being mayor of Chicago is the most important job in the world. And I think that it's time that Chicago needs a real disruptor, somebody who's actually going to open the books, expose the insider deals, balance the budget. Democrat, Republican. We need somebody who actually loves Chicago and is ready to put Chicago back on the right track.
Well, when you say love Chicago, I mean, let's talk about the south side of Chicago. Now it's become the murder capital, a certain portion of the south side of Chicago. I have a family member very dear to me who happens to live in the south side of Chicago. You were raised in the south side of Chicago. It's out of control, right? Okay, I think that we agree. What would you do vis-a-vis the very restrictive gun control laws that exist in your area? What would you do to try and balance this, to try and clean this up, to try and stop the mayhem that's going on?
Well, thank you for asking. It absolutely infuriates me. We have hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of shootings and murders in the city of Chicago that go unsolved. Okay, it would be bad enough if these were shootings and murders that were just taking place, but ultimately there were arrests, there were convictions, there was justice. You have to understand, the 1 in 20 murders in Chicago are solved. This is completely unacceptable, and it's due entirely to Rahm's ACLU approach to crime in Chicago. Police officers are afraid to get out of their cars, and I don't blame them. By the way, okay, we don't have a police problem in Chicago. We have a Rahm problem, and we just, through a tremendous amount of effort, solved our Rahm problem, and now we don't want to replace Rahm with another Democrat who's going to handcuff the police.
Mayor's got to have the back of the local police, that's for sure. And I know one other thing you pledged to do, and that is end the sanctuary city status of Chicago and invite President Trump to come visit the Windy City, which would be a wonderful thing, given, of course, it's the, quote, hometown of Barack Obama. Bill, we'll check in with you another time. Good luck in your run.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.